What's up, my Finna Loves? It's Miss Finna D coming to you all from Vienna Intimate News. For the people who just kept sending me messages, not the ones who just send me, hey girl, did you see this? Cool. And I'm open. Keep sending me messages, so this is no shade to anybody, okay? But for the people who came back and were like, girl, this happened yesterday. I just thought you would have broken your fingers to post this. Like, why are you not posting Kenya and Mark being happy and all of this? It's not that I'm not happy for Kenya and Mark, but like Kenya said, they'll be going to counseling soon. So my thing is, as long as they are doing the work, right? Progress. This is progress. They're laughing. They look happy. So I'm happy for them. But don't forget that Kenya was talking about Mark as the love of my life on the Tamara Hall show. And then the next day they had an argument, and what did her husband do? When they released a statement to the media without her even knowing that he was separating. Okay, so they had an argument. And she just thought, okay, we're going to cool off. And Kenya said this in one of her recent interviews. And then next thing you know, she's finding out on the blogs that her husband wants a separation. And that's how she then went and released her own statement. And that's why he wrote separation in his, and she wrote divorce. Okay, so I'm going to address that old clip that I included in the beginning. Okay, basically that clip is from the video that I did a few weeks ago when Kenya and Mark were seen together, walking hand in hand. Okay, and I said that I wasn't going to stress or do too much as it relates to their relationship and their marriage, because one moment he's the love of her life, and in the next moment he's releasing statements, wanting separation, and then she's releasing a statement wanting a divorce, and it's just too much. And I support Kenya and all of that, but it's just too much. So I said I was going to fall back, and whatever that happened in their relationship will happen. Whether they end up together, great. If they don't, I will still be here rocking for my girl. That's life. Things happen. You move on, right? So now, after I said that, and after everyone been happy that, they're back together, Kenya was on Watch What Happens Live talking about they're working on it, and we've seen pictures and videos and all of that. Then today, my DMs, that notification is just going off. Did you see Kenya took the Daily out of her Instagram name? Oh my God. And everyone is freaking out. Okay, so this is my thing. And I've said this from the beginning. When Kenya Moore, or Marc Daly go to a courthouse and legally file for divorce, when that happens and we got the paperwork, then until that happens, at this point, I'm not going to do too much about it. And then also too, Kenya could be trolling the public. Whatever the case might be, it's just Instagram. She dropped the name. I mean, technically, she still have the word wife, in her bio, if you want to be technical. She just dropped the Daily from her name because, she's known as Kenya Moore. She will always be known as Kenya Moore. So, yeah. When they file the paperwork, then we'll know it's serious. It's just Instagram. It is what it is. Whatever. Mark posted this image right here from the event that we're going to see on Sunday. And he wrote, as a person of color, it is of paramount importance for me to showcase the positive aspects of my people. Hence the reason for my involvement in the Black Men's Lab experience. Unfortunately, my genuine attempt at doing something positive was compromised by my personal situation. For that, I sincerely apologize and take sole responsibility. I want to thank all those involved with Black Men's Lab for their support after the event. I would like to end by saying I have full admiration for the organization and am always available to engage and contribute to its efforts. Marc Daly, to talk about Black men and the show making Black men look bad and all of that, and then for him to come and do the complete opposite of what he says that he stands for is crazy. I mean, yes, you might call Eva's husband boring, but when he comes on the scene, that's it. He have conversations, he leave. Maybe he's waiting for the reunion, or maybe she won't even get a public apology. But people are just upset that, okay, you apologize to the event before you apologize to your wife, and you say your personal situation, and not also, I would like to also publicly apologize to my wife for my behavior. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a big mess. Okay, he turned the comments off on this post. So you already know people don't care. They went to the next post that had absolutely nothing to do with that post. Now the comments are turned off. I knew this is going to happen. I knew he was going to eventually turn the comments off on his page. So I took screenshots of all of the comments, okay? Before he turned the comments off. Yes, I took screenshots before he did. This first person, you need to apologize to the mother of your daughter. Really, Mark, you should tell your wife sorry first. Mark, bleep you. But can you do all that you say and still honor your wife? She should be first in everything you do. The example you set wasn't something I would like my son to have or be part of, okay? And then she continued, what even you have because you do not do what you preach, okay? And there's no period, no nothing, so hang in there with me. No matter what, the way you treat the mother of your kid was awful. No matter what, I won't say wife because I don't know where you two stand. Wish I don't care. But to treat a woman like that, never acceptable. No one should come here and tell me she deserves it because no woman deserves to be disrespected by her baby father, period. His wife. Hypocrisy at its finest. That's who you are and represent. No one will ever take you seriously with the lack of respect and condescending ways you treat your wife. She tagged Kenya Moore, the mother of your beautiful child, okay? Did the review. You guys read the comments from people basically supporting Mark, saying that he didn't do anything wrong. He's just a no-nonsense type of guy or whatever. My thing with Marc Daly is, yes, I am aware that Bravo edit and they do certain things. I get it. Somebody please let Marc Daly know that you do not have to be a jerk of a husband to be on the Real Housewife of Atlanta. That's why it's called the Real Housewife of Atlanta. You just have to show your face, show your support to your spouse, say a few words and be out, okay? If this is how he really feels about his wife and he wants to talk about it, that's fine. Then, whatever that's going on, and it's all on Marc Daly. He chose to go down this road. But this whole, oh my God, he didn't want to be on camera. He didn't want to be on TV. And now look at it, it's affecting his business. No one asked him to come on camera and act a fool. You know what I'm saying? No one asked him to do any of this. He could have come on camera and kept it cute. Now, for the people who saying he's real, okay. So you chose to be real, which is fine. No one's asking you to be fake. Now you have to deal with the consequences of being real. But don't make it seem like anyone put a gun to his head to behave this way. It's the Real Housewives of Atlanta, not the Real House Husbands of Atlanta. Your wife holds the peach. Let her do her job. No one asked him to come on the show and behave the way that he behaved and did the things that he did. And said the things that he said, he did that all by himself. So the people who's making this big deal about, well, if Kenya wants to come back to the show and he's receiving all of this backlash, then they're definitely going to get a divorce. Well, then that's Marc Daly business, because no one asked him to do any of this. Kenya Peach would have still been secure with or without this. Woman been on the show for how many years without a man, a husband, relationships here and there. But for the most part, she didn't come in as a wife. She was never a wife before. And she ended up on the Real Housewives of Atlanta with a peach without a husband. So what make anyone think that without her husband acting a fool, her peach still wouldn't have been secure? Your peach is secure because of how you navigate with the ladies on the show. Yes, your man coming in and helping here and there great. And it's not required to come on and do any of this. So the people who are screaming at Marc Daly, just keep it real, he's not here for the nonsense, well then deal with the backlash and the consequences, since that's who you are. And that's all I'm saying. Regardless of the editing dude, Bravo just have too much footage for some of this to not be who he is. You understand what I'm saying? So she goes to work and she does her job with the girls. Whether it's yelling, screaming, coming for each other, that's her job. When it comes to her marriage, you don't see her doing any of that. Her husband could have done the same thing and then deal with her behind closed doors. But hey, that's all I'm saying. So Marc would have still gotten this amazing reputation, okay, had he been an amazing and great husband on camera. Oh my gosh, Kenya, wow, Marc is so amazing, Marc is so great. He's really showing America what it's like and what it is to be a stand-up black man and to respect your queen and uplift her. He could have still shown that side, but he came on here and did the complete opposite. So this have nothing to do with, TV. He made that choice to be a jerk. So deal with it. I'm probably sounding repetitive, but I'm going to say it again. I'm not saying that Marc Daly shouldn't be himself and that he should be fake and show this life is great all the time. I'm just this perfect and amazing husband. I don't get mad. I don't, put my wife in check or whatever it is he think that he's doing. I'm not saying be fake. What I'm saying is, when you choose to do certain things, then be prepared to deal with the consequences. So if you are real and this is who you are, then accept it. You don't see, once in a while, Kenya Moore might do an Instagram live. She might, clap back, or she might be in the comments engaging with her people. But for the most part, you don't see her on YouTube. You don't see her on the blog pages leaving comments. You don't see her arguing with people, calling her out of her name, because she's aware, I went on this show, I behaved this way. Yes, I was defending myself. Yes, it's unfair how people always come for me. However, based on my actions and my responses, even though I was doing exactly what everybody else, be doing, but because I'm Kenya Moore and people are obsessed, they're going to come for me. I still said the things that I said. I did the things that I did. And so, you know what? I'm just going to keep smiling, being happy, accepted, cash my check and move on. So that's all I'm saying. If you read, his statement, he said he takes full responsibility. Response are to the people who are still blaming Kenya Moore for a grown man actions. Okay? I'm gonna give you an example. People did the same thing with the other guy, okay, the one who was busting her windows and things like that. People hate this woman so much that they said she told him to break the windows to her brand new house that she invested money in. Now, I know Bravo is paying them some good money over there, but I ain't gonna be breaking the windows to my house in my car to, bring drama. People went as far as saying that she told the man to do that for drama, and when he saw people were doing that and saying that, he also jumped on that to make Kenya look bad. Here we are almost 3 years later. That man right now, probably he don't get out, whatever, but from the last time I checked, he's locked up right now for putting his hands on a completely different woman, his girlfriend, or now his ex, because he put his hands on her, that have absolutely nothing to do with Kenya Moore. So he's getting in trouble without Kenya Moore, without the Real Housewives of Atlanta cameras and people stressing him. We don't even know. I don't even put his pictures on the screen because he doesn't deserve that, okay? But he was just that type of guy. But because it's Kenya Moore, people blamed her for that grown man actions. Here we are, years later, he's being locked up for domestic violence, okay? So before Kenya Moore met Marc Daly, he was married for 1 year. It didn't work out. Was that Kenya's fault too, that his last marriage was so short? No, it wasn't her fault. Sometimes Things happen in life. People change. People grow up. I'm going to use Will Smith again as an example. Okay? He's been with Jada and they've been married, my gosh, it's 20 plus years, whatever the case might be. They've been together for that long. So was Jada supposed to say, oh, you know what, because his first marriage didn't work out, I'm not going to marry him or give him a chance? No. So his first marriage didn't last that long. But now look, his second marriage, I don't care whatever rumors you've heard, whatever, they are still together and they have still been married for that long. So for the people also saying, well, the fact that his first marriage was a year was a sign, it doesn't matter because things happen differently. Just because your first one didn't work doesn't mean the second one. And that's why I'm using Will and Jada as an example, that 20 plus years, they're still rocking. Yes, they're still legally married. They've been going through ups and downs, but this one lasted longer than the first one. We shall see how the story ends. Episode we're going to see, she can't even move around. He wants her to sit down. Most of you saw the end of the episode on Sunday. All right. I'm sure there's a longer clip. I'm not even going to worry myself about even putting a link below. I'm just going to talk about what we saw on Sunday. My thing is, Marc Daly, you know, if you wanted to marry a doll, Kenya is a doll, but I mean, like, you know, the ones that don't talk, just sit there. You should have done that. You can't marry someone and you want them to sit down and be quiet. Like, what is that? That, you know, Kenya was right in that clip. She was very right. If you are hosting an event, you get up, you walk around, you greet your guests, you live free. What is this being so uptight, like someone is living in bondage or locked up somewhere? Like, come on. That's the worst relationship ever, to walk on eggshells. Like, just live and be happy. What is this all uptight? Listen, man, people are saying it's a storyline. People are saying it's too convenient, man, that of all of the people on the show that Marc could kiss their butt, you know, he's choosing the number one person who hates the ground his wife walk on. People are saying that, you know, this is like, they're making it too easy for us to believe that it's real, and that Kenya came back and her comeback on the show was highly anticipated. The expectations were high and she had to come back with a bang, and coming back with the happy love story and everything is all good. You know, they're saying that it would have been boring. And I've said over and over again is that if they do, however, come back, okay, next season, my hope is if reconciliation happens and they come back next season, my hope is that all of the things that happened this season that were so terrible, that is completely reversed. That he's proposing to her again, giving her that romantic proposal that she did not get the first time, okay? Having a wedding special and getting married on the show, like a vow renewal, like they went through so much and it's almost like starting over and starting fresh and doing a vow renewal. That last part was for those people who are saying that this is Marc and Kenya's storyline because they are just making this too convenient. Like, you know, people wanted her marriage to fail. People don't want to see her happy, and she comes back on the show and that's exactly what she's giving people. And then he wants to be buddy with, you know who. So whatever the case might be, I wish them well, whether it's together or not together. But don't forget, we currently have a couple on this show that went through an entire divorce, okay? And then the woman went on to, you know, pretend like she was really into this guy, all right? And the guy wasn't her husband, just for her to get a wedding special and a check for that wedding special. She's the one getting to the bag currently in the relationship, meaning money. So she probably signed a prenuptial agreement to protect her because she's making more money than her husband now. But those people are still on the show. And then we have another woman who actually went through a divorce and another one who actually went through a divorce, okay? So whatever the case might be, I'm not going to constantly dissect Kenya and Marc relationship. What will be, will be. But at the end of the day, Kenya is still coming out on top, because if the situation end up where is not in their favor and they don't stay together and divorce happened, while the people who claim that her marriage wasn't real and she wasn't really married, well, that just proved that she actually was married legally. Okay, whatever the case might be, my thing is, it doesn't take much to be a nice person. So I'm sure Marc Daly is a nice person, but I'm also saying that, he just provided Bravo just have too much, okay, for some of the moments not to be who he truly is in real life, okay? Other part that's confusing people about Marc's behavior, we will understand if every other scene had a hot dog in it. You know how when Portia brought her man on the scene, Cinda Bailey Q, she made sure her man hosted that with the food. They brought the hot dog. She made sure his truck was in the scene. His business was heavily advertised, okay? I will understand, okay, he's doing this for promotion, but the man don't even mention his own business. Every opportunity he's had to mention his business and promote his business, he's not doing it. His business been doing so well on its own before Kenya Moore, before anything, for so long that he's making sure that no one is able to say it's because of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's why a restaurant is doing well. So he doesn't even talk about it. It was Mike Hill and the other guys that even brought up his business when they were talking about, not signing a prenup and all of that. So it's not like he's doing any of this for promo or anything. And even if he was, this is not good promo for his business. I had to step away and now I'm back finishing the video. So if I already said this in the beginning and I'm sounding repetitive, I do apologize, okay? If Kenya and Marc make it through all of this, God bless them, okay? However, at least Kenya knows that she did everything, okay? She was embarrassed, but she stayed with her husband. She tried to work on her marriage, even though her husband was the one who released, separation news to the media. She took him back. She suggested counseling. She went above and beyond. She quit her job. Basically didn't get her wedding special, didn't get her baby special, nothing, to protect her family and her relationship and all of that. She's went above and beyond, bent over backwards, whatever, okay? So at least she knows if things don't work out, she tried. And that's all you can do. She did not give up on her marriage. He did when he released that statement after an argument, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm sounding like a broken record, but I really do wish them the best, together or not. Keep doing an amazing job of keeping the toxic situation away from Brooklyn, because as we can see, she is still a happy baby. Did you see that episode? That girl was laughing, and she just comes on the screen and it's like, okay, just take it over, Brooklyn. You want a peach girl? You know what I'm saying? She takes over the entire episode. She is just an adorable child. It's like, so I'm glad that they are making sure that energy and all of that is far away from our girl. The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.